Hello, back again. I'm not doing a reaction this time, although you could say it's a reaction, but it kind of isn't. But I was just thinking it might be fun, maybe. I'm getting a lot of doing a lot of reactions to Argentine rock music and just music in general, really. And obviously, lots of people commenting in Spanish, and I don't know Spanish, so I thought I would look at this video. And maybe make a series of this. I'm not very clever, so I don't know if this will be really for me, or even if people will be interested in it. But I found like a channel where I'm able to react to their videos or watch their videos and not get any copyright strikes. I don't think so anyway. So I'm going to this first lesson. What was the name of the channel? Let me just find the name of the channel first. Let's have a quick look. It's The Language Tutor. I will obviously leave the link down below. The Language Tutor is the name of the channel. And this first lesson, Learning the Alphabet in Spanish with Dr. Danny Evans, The Language Tutor, Lesson 1. So, can I learn Spanish? Probably not. If people watch these videos, though, I will try. If people are interested in this and watch them, I'll carry on doing them. If not, I'll carry on using Google Translate. Although, of course, I'll be using Google Translate as well. Let's just watch this video. It's about 10 minutes long. And let's see if I can get my tongue around the Spanish. I know you don't say H. H's are dropped. J's are like H's. I thought H's were like J's. Like Javier is Javier and Jesus is Jesus. Anyway, let's just listen to this chap. He knows more than me. And let's see how this goes. Oh yeah, I like it. Let's do a music reaction instead. Come on, Dr. Danny, teach me some Spanish. Spanish lesson.
Hola amigos, bienvenidos a la clase de español. Hi friends, welcome.
Slow down, mate. Slow down. This is my first lesson. Right, I'm guessing it was, hello, friends. I'm going to teach you some Spanish. I'm guessing that's what you were saying there.
Welcome to the Language Tutor. I'm so glad you're with us today. Today's lesson is
Happy
one that's going to really allow you to learn Spanish and sound like a native speaker. Yes, you can. You see, in other languages, we have to learn the phonetics and we have to do all kinds of adjustments, and it's a little bit tough in a lot of languages to really start sounding like a native speaker. But guess what? In Spanish, we don't have that problem. You can really pay attention to what you're saying and you can start sounding like a native speaker. It's very easy. And so today I'm going to teach you something that's going to allow you to lay a really good phonetic foundation. Okay, guys, so today
I'm ready.
I'm going to just go through the alphabet with you.
Okay.
And I want to start by the vowel sounds. Here's the thing. In Spanish, 90% of pronunciation and reading is knowing your vowels. And the great part is, in English, we have, an A sounds like ah, sometimes it sounds like ah, sometimes it sounds like a, sometimes. We don't have that issue in Spanish. An A has one sound, an E has one sound. Every vowel has one sound. So I want to start with you really quick and just talk about those vowel sounds. So the letter A right here, the letter A is always going to sound like ah. It's always going to be ah. If you ever hear anybody say something with the ah sound, you know that is the letter A. It'll never be different. Ah. Now look at this. This is letter E. It's pronounced eh. It's like EH almost in Spanish. Eh. And the letter I, this is a little confusing sometimes because the letter I actually sounds like E. Okay, so anytime you hear the sound
confusing.
E, it's an I. I do want to go ahead and tell you that a Y, we'll talk about what a Y is called in Spanish in just a minute, but in context, if you're reading, you see the letter Y, it's pronounced E also, and it means and. But other than that, pretty much an E sound is going to be an I.
I don't know
And
word.
don't confuse E and the letter E, because remember, E sounds like eh, okay?
Oh, gosh.
So far, A sounds like ah, E sounds like and I sounds like E. Now we come to the letter O, and I have to tell you something really important about the letter O, because this is where we can sound like non-native speakers, okay?
Okay.
When you're saying the letter O in English, we do just what I just did. We say oh, and we pull our lips together. We, do that rounding. And so sometimes we'll say, hey, what are we having for dinner? Tacos. And we pull those lips in. That makes us not sound like a Spanish speaker when we're speaking Spanish. So what we want to do is hold our mouth straight and not move our lips and just simply say, oh. Try it. Just say, oh.
Oh.
Okay, and that's it. Same thing for you. When we say you,
I sound like a monkey. Oh. A, E, O. 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 Not only is it learning vowels, but I've created a whole new song. Let's, if someone wants to put a dance beat to that, we can, let's go on to the U.
we want to pull those lips in. Don't do it. Just say,
oh.
Ooh. All right, so really quick, I want to throw the vowels up one by one, and you just say it out loud, what you think the vowel sounds like. So here comes the A.
Ah.
It's ah. You got it. Now the E.
Eh.
Eh. And now the I, remember, it's different. Okay, it's E. Okay, good. And we're not going to confuse the E and the E, the letter E.
I'm confused already. O.
Oh, right. And then the U is?
Ooh.
Ooh. All right, great. Now let's go through the whole Spanish alphabet, and I will tell you, these are the names of the letters. Okay, so just remember, sometimes we don't apply our rules and our way of thinking to other languages, but I want to just bring something to mind. When we're talking about the alphabet now, I'm telling you what those letters are called, okay? So I'm telling you the names of the actual letters. So if you're going to spell something, this would be what you said.
Okay.
But again, in context, we just use the letters as they're used. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. If we spell the word baby in English, we spell it B-A-B-Y. Okay, those are the names of the letters, B-A-B-Y. But in context, I don't say, oh, that's a really cute B-A-B-Y, right? We actually use the letters as they're used,
true.
baby.
Baby.
Same thing. So what I'm telling you today in the alphabet is the names are the names of the letters. Okay, here we go. So we've already learned the A, which is ah. Now, a lot of the consonants, go ahead and get this eh sound in your mind, the sound, because a lot of those consonants are going to use that sound. Watch what I'm talking about. Here we go. The B is called be.
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 And the C is called se.
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 And the D is called, you're probably guessing it already, de.
De.
De. Now, I want to go ahead and tell you, push that tongue forward a little bit. De.
Se.
De. And we don't want to put our tongue back here on that ridge right behind our teeth that goes up, because that's where we make the English D. And that will make us sound like a person trying to speak Spanish. So push your tongue forward a little bit and say de. Okay? And then the E, we already learned, is e. And the F is efe. Efe.
Efe.
Now, the G is going to be a little different in Spanish. We'll use it a lot the same as we do in English in context, but the G is actually, I always tell my students, how do you remember what the letter G is called? Because you always say this to them. You always say he. All right. So the G is he. And now the letter H. First of all, I want to tell you the letter H is silent. If you ever see a word with H in it, don't say the H. There's no breath sound or anything. It's just silent. So you just kind of ignore it. But it is part of the spelling. So you want to be a good speller, make sure it's there if you're writing it. But don't say it. The letter H, I like to tell my students to sneeze it. It's ache. Ache.
Ache.
Okay.
Ache.
Now let's go to the I. Is E, and the J is breathed like our English H. The letter is called jota.
Jota.
K is called ka. We don't use a lot of K's in Spanish, but it is part of the alphabet. Now we get to the H-I-J-K-L. We get to the L. It is L.
L.
But now we've got a double L in Spanish.
No, that's
The
cheating.
double L sounds like yeah in a sentence. So this word right here, L-L-A-M-A-S, is pronounced llamas. Llamas. As in, what's your name? ¿Cómo te llamas? Okay, so that double L sounds like that. So the single L is called L. The double L is called ella. All right, let's move on to the M. Is called, you're probably guessing it already.
Me.
M.
Oh, M.
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 The N is called N.
N.
And again, I want to push your tongue forward a little bit because you know that our English N is back a little bit. And so you push your tongue forward a little bit and say N.
N.
Now you have the N, this N, and it's got a little squiggly snake over the top of it. Now, first of all, I want to tell you that line is.
Guys, you're making it difficult for me. You're giving me all these new letters that we don't use, man. Double L and an N with a little hat on the top of it. A little wave on the top. Shocking.
Called the tilde. Tilde. That's what that little snake is called over it. When you have that over the N, it changes it from N to Enye. Enye. All right. Let's look at a word with that letter in it. Here's one. Tomorrow. Like, I'll see you tomorrow. Mañana. Mañana. That's the difference between the single N and the N with the tilde, the Enye.
I've been saying that as part of my sign-off, manana. I've been saying manana, so it's mañana. Mañana means tomorrow.
All right. That brings us to the O, which we've already learned is O.
O.
Now let's talk about the P really quick. The P is simply called pe.
Pe.
But what I want you to do, friends, is this. I want you to put your hand in front of your mouth really quick and say the English word puff.
P.
Puff.
Oh, puff.
Now, when you say the word puff, you're going to feel a puff of air on your hand. And that's because when we do the English N, it has that breath sound to it. So in Spanish, what you want to do is try to take that air away. So put your lips together and go ahead and try it with me. You put your lips together like you're going to say the letter P, but then just use it as a starting point and just say, pe, pe. Try to take that air out. And once you start feeling a significantly less amount of air, you're getting really close. You're going to sound like a native speaker. Now let's talk about the Q. The letter Q is called Q. And then we get to the R. Let's talk about the R really quick. The single R, like it is in English, does not exist in Spanish. Actually, no R in English sound. That sound does not exist in Spanish. So the single R right here.
Come on, guys. What are you doing to me? There's no R. Oh, my gosh. All right, got two N's. You got an L and a double L. You've got, I can't go p anymore. Pe. It's breath every time I do it. Right.
Here, we call this a flap. And what I want you to do is take your tongue and put it right behind your teeth there, and then move your tongue back until you feel that ridge going up, okay? Huh? And then that is where you want your tongue to be when you say the Spanish R. And you're gonna push air through and just flap your tongue. You're gonna just kind of flap it against that part of your mouth. And that's why we call it a flap. Now, a lot of my students come and they say, I can't really do that Spanish R.
I didn't get it.
Yes, you can, because you do it all the time. And I'm going to give you an example right now. I want you to say this word in English, and I want you to pay attention to where your tongue is. Say the word butter.
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 Just try it a couple times. Butter.
Butter.
Where's your tongue? Exactly where I just told you a minute ago, right? You're doing the Spanish R right there. You didn't even realize it. That's the Spanish R. All right, so let's put a word on the screen here. P-E-R-O. This is the conjunction but. I want to go, but I can't. Okay, so B-U-T in Spanish. Let's say it together. Now, first of all, what are we going to do with that P? We're going to take the air out of it, right?
Come.
So take the air out. Use the E sound. Remember, all E's sound like eh. All O's sound like O. We're not going to round our lips. And we're just simply going to say this. Now, try it all together. Pero. 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 There you go. Take the air out, flap your R, and you're sounding like a
Pero.
native speaker.
I
Very
know about
good.
the flapping the
Now let's
R.
talk about the
Pero.
double R. The double R is going to be what we call a trill, which is you're going to trill it like that with your tongue. So Perro. Now this word, we add an R, it means dog. Let's try this one. Take the air out, do your vowel
Perro.
sounds, trill it, and say this.
Perro.
Perro.
Perro. Perro.
Perro.
Perro.
There you go. I bet you're sounding just like a native speaker already.
Perro.
All right, let's move on. We've talked about the R's. Now let's get those last few letters. The S, you can probably already guess. Esse. It's got those same S sound. Esse. The T, I want you to take your tongue and put it forward a little bit. And again, take the air out of it, okay? Te.
T.
Te. Now the U is U. We learned that already.
U.
Now the V and the W, I want to tell you about those. It depends on what country you're in, really. Some people learn for the V, they'll say ve. And some people learn uve.
Uve.
It really depends on where you are. So it's best to know that you can either say this.
What do you say in Argentina? Is it ve or uve?
Ve or uve.
Uve.
And when you get to another country, you'll pick up on which one they're using, okay?
I'm
the
lost.
W also has two ways to say it. There's W
W.
and W. Double, I bet you can guess, means double. So W, like I say the double V, or W. All right, now the X is simply called X. The Y is called Y. Y. And that literally...
Come on, guys. Y. You're having a joke, in you? What's the one calling it Y? Why? Why do you call it Y?
Means the I Greek. That's what you're saying. All right. Oh. And then finally, we're at the end. Z is Zeta.
Zeta.
All right. So I want you to practice that alphabet. Just keep going over it and just keep practicing.
I've forgotten them all already.
While you're driving in your car or whatever you're doing. Watching TV, practice that alphabet. Friends, thanks for watching the Language Tutor. If you have a question for me, feel free to leave it in the...
Yeah, that was the first lesson from the Language Tutor there. I hoped he was going to go through the whole alphabet again at the end there. A, B, C, D. I can't remember any of them. E is E, I think. F, G, G, H was silent. Well, how did they pronounce it? He? I don't remember. Oh man, H. What was H? H was just H. I think it was H. E? No, I should know this one because we just did the vowel start off with. E, yeah, E. I is E. F. Oh no, I can't remember my alphabet. J, H-I-J. J was there a special one for J? J. K. You don't use K much, but it's there. But what do they call it? I have to. K. Ella. Emma, I think. Enna. O. Without going O. It's O. P. What was P? Pe? Oh yeah, it was without a puff. So no puff. So it's pe, without too much breath in it. P. Q. Q was. K? I don't remember. It was something with that wasn't there? It was like, yeah, you don't say it very much. And then there was a double R, wasn't there? Which is the flap. I don't know. I didn't understand what he was talking about with the tongue. So you put the tongue up to your teeth. Butter. Is that it? I don't know if that's right. I don't think it is. Essa? Eta? Eta? Was it Eta for tea? Eta? Ooh. Ooh. Ooh? Was it ooh for you? Yeah. Ooh. V. Ve. W. I'll say my French. W. I can't remember what X was. Exa? X? Oh man, X. Y was that really weird one, wasn't it? Yacha? Something to do with Greek. Yika? It's all Greek to me, except it's not in Spanish. And Z was Z? Was it Z? I might have to do this again. I might have to do this again. Yeah. If anyone wants to mark my attempts at the alphabet out of 10, you know, how am I going? What do I need to do? Shall I carry those? It could be a long haul. But if people watch them, I'll carry on trying to go through these lessons. Yeah, we shall see. But if you enjoyed this, give us a comment, give us a tip. Yeah. And come back Mayana. Come back Mayana for another video. Yeah, it might not be a language video, but we'll see.